Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to make eclairs. These are filled with lots of custard and it's made with choux pastry, which is super simple to make. It is also dipped in chocolate and it just tastes very good. And I'm going to be definitely making this again. Also, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. Okay, so first I'm going to make the custard, and I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of custard powder. If you don't have custard powder, you could most probably find this in the store, so yeah. Then I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of sugar, and then add in 2.5 cups of milk gradually. You do not want to add this all in at once. By the way, the reason why I'm using custard powder rather than making it from scratch is so that it is even more easier. And you can make a lot of custard at once. So, yeah. Also, just slowly add in the milk like I am and just keep whisking it on a medium flame. Don't stop mixing or else it can clump up together, which is what happened to me. So, I made this before and I forgot to mix and it started to clump. So keep mixing vigorously, and once it turns thick like mine, put it into a bowl. Now, it is much thicker right now, as you can see, but it's not too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some food safe plastic wrap and put it around the bowl, and then put this in the fridge for a few hours and it will get more thicker. So while that's in the fridge, I'm going to make the choux pastry, which is super simple. So first I'm going to add in 1 cup of water to a pot and then 8 tablespoons of butter. Then add in half a teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then put this on your flame and mix it until it is completely melted. Keep an eye on this because as soon as it looks like this and it starts to boil, turn off the heat immediately and immediately add in the flour. So you're only adding in 1 cup. Then quickly mix this in and it should form a ball in like a dough. If you do not add in the flour immediately, it will not turn into like a mashed potato kind of consistency. It will be a much different dough, and this is what happened to me. So right when the butter and the water melt and it starts to kind of like boil and bubble, immediately add in 1 cup of flour. And when it looks like this, you're good to go. Then put this on your stove and mix this for around 30 seconds. So after, I'm just going to transfer this dough that I made into a stand mixer. Then just turn it on, and I'm using a paddle, like the paddle attachment, and I'm just going to mix this slowly. Then while it's mixing, add in 4 eggs, but you just want to add in 1 at a time, and you want to add in 1 egg once it's like the first egg is like completely mixed, and then add in the next. You may need less. I used a total of 4, but it should be like a really soft but not too sticky, and it shouldn't be clumpy. So right now it's still too clumpy, as you can see. And so I'm going to continue to add in the rest of my 4 eggs. And now, as you can see, it's not clumpy and it looks much more smoother. It shouldn't form a ball, so don't worry about that. So as you can see, it like kind of pulls out of the paddle attachment, and it's really smooth and soft, and it should be sticky for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to transfer this into a piping bag, and I'm using this piping tip. You can use like a star tip as well. And then I'm just going to put this into my piping bag. I'm just putting it in a glass so that it is easier for me to put the choux pastry dough into it. So just transfer it into the piping bag like this, or however you would want to. Okay, after I transferred it, I'm going to line my pan with parchment paper and type out some like little things like this. It's like long, but not too long. I was a little bit afraid that this was like too thin, but don't worry. When you put it in the oven, it will like puff up a little bit. So I have 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of milk, and I'm gonna mix this in. And the reason why we're doing this is so that if you have like any imperfections of it, you can use a little brush in this mixture and fix it up like I am doing here. Just do it gently. You do not want to smush it. Then after that, you want to put this in your oven. Bake this at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for around 15 minutes. Or until it looks like this. And it should be hard. It shouldn't be soft. This is what it should look like. So I put that aside. I'm going to make the chocolate ganache that we're going to dip it in. So I have around 1/2 cup of chocolate or candy melts. And I'm just going to mix that until it melts. And I'm doing the double boiler method. Yeah, and so now I'm going to add in around 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. You don't want it to be too runny. And then just mix that in with your chocolate. Keep mixing until it completely melts. And these are all the ingredients that I used for this recipe. Okay, so once the chocolate was melted, I put that aside. And I've transferred the custard now into a piping bag, and I use that piping tip, and I'm gonna pipe it like this inside of the little eclairs. And it's hollow, by the way, so it's really easy. And you should feel like some weight on it when you put the custard in it. By the way, if you don't have this piping tip, you can use a normal little tiny piping tip. You don't need to have this one. Okay, after I filled them all in, I'm going to dip them in the chocolate. So just dip it in like this, and this is what it should look like. So I did that to all of them, and yeah. This is what it looks like. And that is actually all there is to the recipe. As you saw, there was like very few ingredients. It was very simple, and it tastes really good. The custard makes it taste really, 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 really good. And I like to put this in the fridge and eat it when it's cold. It tastes really good like that too. But I hope you enjoyed this video and will give it a try. And if you do, please leave a comment down below on how it turned out. Also, please make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!